What's your comfort movie? Galaxy Quest. R.I.P. Alan Rickman. Never give up, never surrender. Bit of a random one but twister. As a Brit I love the small town America vibe and how the gang all get on. Bill Paxton is a legend. As an American who lives in Tornado Alley, that movie never fails to provide the exact peeping opposite of comfort. Ghostbusters. We're ready to believe you. Jurassic Park. Yeah, this is my all-time favorite movie. It reminds me of being a kid and obsessed with dinosaurs. The old animated Mulan. Let's get down to business. Hook. Or basically anything with Robin Williams from my childhood. Finally rewatched Hook a month ago. First time seeing it since I was maybe 13 to 14. It's just wonderful. I can't believe it was panned back then because the scale of the bigger scenes. The good cry feels. Smee in his entirety. They're all just great. Back to the Future. Love how Marty cannot just play music. Always has to go bananas. Him playing at the ball where his parents kiss for the first time is great. Chuck. This is your cousin Marvin. I think I have that new sound you're looking for. Listen to this. It's the old paradox. Chuck recorded it after hearing Marty play it, but Marty learned it hearing Chuck's recording. Monsters Incorporated. Tommy Boy. Kill Bill. Now, if any of you sons of bitches have anything else to say, now's the buying time. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is Bliss. Homeward Bound. Dirty Dancing. Or Silence of the Lambs. Oh. Or Stand By Me. Princess Bride. Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. Also, Robin Hood Men in Tights. Mel Brooks just calms me. I watched Robin Hood Men in Tights 1,000 times as a kid. I know every line, every inflection of their voices, every breath, and I still laugh as hard as the first time I saw it. Hey Blinken. Did you say that quote, hey Blinken? I die every peeping time. Pirates of the Caribbean. You will always remember this as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. Also one of my faves. Shaun of the Dead. Do you want anything from the shop? The Brendan Fraser Mummy movie. Makes me feel like I'm 8 all over again. You mean the 1999 cinematic masterpiece The Mummy starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz? Hey O'Connell. Looks to me like I have all the horses. Hey Benny. Looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river. Oh brother, where art thou? I can watch it any time and be happy. We thought you was a to it. Do not seek the treasure. The Naked Gun. When I see 5 weirdos dressed in togas stabbing a guy in the middle of the park in full view of 100 people, I shoot the bastards. That's my policy. That was a Shakespeare in the Park production of Julius Caesar. You moron. You killed 5 actors. Good ones. Office Space. That movie is brilliant, but I can only watch it every so often. It's too depressingly accurate. I liked it when first seeing it, but after rewatching it working in an office for a few years, dear God, can it be a downer, but it's so spot on. Matilda. Best Danny DeVito role ever. The kid that gets flown around the schoolyard and back into the classroom was my college buddy, Liam. Good guy. Haven't talked to him in ages. Some say he's still flying to this day. The Road to El Dorado. I comforted the peep out to this last night. Music by Elton John really seals the deal. Pretty in Pink or The Breakfast Club. Wall-E. I love Wall-E. And one of the reasons why I love it so much is that there's barely any dialogue for the majority of the movie. And yet, you understand what's going on. When I first watched it, my English was still bad, so it felt great that I could still follow the storyline without having to read the subtitles or watch the dubbed version. This is something I feel is way overlooked on it too. For literally the first 45 minutes the only actual dialogue is from BNL ads or a song from an old musical. A children's movie with very little dialogue in the first 45 minutes is crazy and it works. Toy Story. Finding Nemo. Mean Girls. OMG Karen. You can't just go around asking people why they're white. Made Out with a Hot Dog? Oh my god. That was like one time. Legally Blonde. The montage of her studying and working out is enough for me to get amped. I watched it every finals week during law school. Lord of the Rings. Takes me back to when I was 10 to 12. I can't believe those movies are 20 years old already. God, I feel old. Oh, wow. I seem to have misplaced an entire decade. I feel like I only watch movies that are nostalgic and cozy, but when I'm having a real tough time. Emperor's New Groove. Oh right, the poison. The poison for Cusco. The poison chosen specifically to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison? Hit him on the head. More broccoli? Howl's Moving Castle. My first thought. Howl's and Kickers. Even though I guess Howl's is more interesting, I find Kickers so relaxing, and I can just watch it again and again. Ratatouille. That movie is the equivalent of a warm hug. When I visited the Disney store in New York City 2 years ago, the only thing I wanted was a Remy plush. I looked around the whole store and couldn't find any Ratatouille themed items except for a cutting board and some salt and pepper shakers. I asked an employee where I could find Remy, and they said they don't carry any Remy plush figures at all. But of course they had 2 bins full of March of the Penguins plush toys. March of the Goddamn Penguins. That may change soon. I think they are going to redo Paris and Epcot to Ratatouille themed. The Devil Wears Prada. I rewatch it every time I get sick. Are you just one stomach flu away from your goal weight? While you were sleeping. I know all the lines, but still laugh every time. Clue for me. Just pure fun and mystery and something I've watched a million times. Based off a game I played a billion times with my dad. Even when I wasn't talking to him, I could fall back on Clue to watch. Oh, and also Mama Mia. Came here to say Clue as well. It's cozy and rainy and fun. Pulp Fiction. The Fifth Element. It's just my favorite thing ever, and is super green. A League of Their Own. Well, are you coming? See the way it works. It's, the train moves. Not the station. 101 Dalmatians and Tangled. Disney movies just make me feel warm and safe. Came here to see if Tangled was mentioned. Depending on my mood. Either My Cousin Vinny or Pride and Prejudice 2005. For me, it's My Cousin Vinny and the 1995 BBC miniseries of Pride and Prejudice. The 2005 movie is nice too, especially if I don't have the time to invest in the miniseries. The score is lovely. Yes, the score. I prefer the miniseries for sure, but the cinematography, especially the spacing of characters in frame and score, are just wonderful. I play several pieces from it on the piano regularly. The 1999 cinematic masterpiece The Mummy starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. NGL though it really is. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Jonah Hill was a gem in this movie. Favorite scene is when Peter Bretter is eating by himself, and Jonah goes and takes his plate away. You done here? Peter takes his plate back and says politely, I actually just sat down. I'm just getting started. But thank you. I'll just go peep myself. Sorry, what? Mahalo. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. 13 going on 30. Labyrinth. I haven't seen anyone mention it, so Monty Python and the Holy Grail. N.I. The Blues Brothers. We're on a mission from God. There are 106 miles to Chicago. We have a full tank of gas. Half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark and we are wearing sunglasses. Harry Potter 122. With hot tea on a rainy day. I binge all of them when I'm down. But as well when I can't sleep. Goodfellas. For a second, I thought I was dead. But when I heard all the noise, I knew they were cops. Only cops talk that way. If there had been Wisse guys, I wouldn't have heard a thing. I would have been dead. Hundreds of guys depended on Paulie, and he got a piece of everything they made. It was tribute just like in the old country, except here in America. All they got from Paulie was protection from guys trying to rip them off. And that's what it's all about. That's what the FBI could never understand. That what Paulie and the organization does is offer protection to people who can't go to the cops. That's it. That's all it is. They're like the police department for Wisse guys. Paulie may have moved slow, but it was only because Paulie didn't have to move for anybody. Forrest Gump. Sound of Music. 10 Things I Hate About You. Girls Trip. Pulp Fiction. 10 Things I Hate About You. The father makes me laugh every single time. You are not getting jiggy with some boy. I don't care how dope his ride is.